Anyway, so I was thinking about this whole Disney thing, the direction they need to go in, as if I was on the board, as if I was a business consultant. So as I see it, there's three things that Disney can do to tighten up their ship. If I were on the board, if I were a consultant, if I were one of the strategists, this is the input I would provide. One, Hulu. Originally, I would have said a few years ago, maybe they should divest of Hulu. No, instead, they have doubled down. As of recently, they've bought the entire stake in Hulu. Hulu is 100% Disney owned as far as I'm aware of. And that's fine because that actually does work out better now. The way the streaming wars have evolved, that actually works out better for Disney. So this is what I would suggest. Now that they 100% own Hulu, and Hulu has a significant subscriber base, it's got a lot of subscribers. I think, as a matter of fact, it may be second or third in terms of total U.S. subscribers as of this moment. So what I think Disney should do, now that they 100% own Hulu, is position Hulu to be the North American counterweight, not alternative programming, but the strong competitor to Netflix. You won't be able to compete with Netflix worldwide. They've put in their money, they've spent billions of dollars to expand themselves worldwide. They've got significant market share in other countries, other places, other continents. Disney may not want to go on that type of spending spree just to compete with Netflix all around the world. So, make Hulu the competitor, the alternative to Netflix, but in America, in North America. And so Hulu already has a good combination of content. I'm sure already they use the Amazon approach, and if they don't, they should. Another suggestion I will put out there, the Amazon approach, which is essentially see what's selling on the platform. Get all the data, because it's your data. Get all the data, see what's selling, what genres, what creators, everything. And then use your team, your in-house creative team, production team, to create some content that hits that data. Now, when it comes to Amazon, they end up then competing with the very products on their marketplace that provided them the data, and then they end up suffocating a lot of those other businesses. But in terms of this with Hulu, that wouldn't really be the case. You would simply just be getting the data that all of your content is providing for you, seeing what's working, seeing what's hidden, and then you produce some of that data with maybe a short to medium term strategy, and you'll get much better margins on that type of content. Anyway, so tighten up Hulu where you can be the North American competitor. Solid. I mean, Coke and Pepsi, up in this mug. Be the competitor to Netflix in America, in North America. Make that the battlefield. Then tighten up with the content as far as with the data. And then I'll get to another part that includes Hulu. Second part, now that it looks like they've pulled back from selling ESPN, linear assets, cable TV assets are becoming more challenging because subscribers are cutting the cord. I have cut the cord. It's like, come on now, I got other things to pay for. So that's the new landscape. Not even new. It's been that way for several years now. So Disney has to see that. ESPN commands a significant fee in terms of the cable offerings. And like I say, linear TV, period, is just becoming more and more challenging. The margins aren't as fat as they used to be. So now that they've decided essentially to hold on to ESPN or to not fully put it up for sale, they actually should hold on. And for multiple reasons. One of those reasons is because ESPN is still the premier, the gem, the top shelf of entertainment sports programming. ESPN, Entertainment Sports Programming Network. A lot of people don't know that's what ESPN stands for. For a lot of years, I didn't know that either. But they are still top shelf. So that's an asset that while the waters are choppy right now, you got a solid boat. We got a solid boat. And if you navigate it well, it'll do you well. And maybe 2-3 years, maybe we revisit this in 2027 and think about a sell then. But now that we're going to hold on to ESPN, we also have now, and this is where things start to filter into other aspects, ESPN has now gotten into the sports betting industry with their ESPN Bet sportsbook app. I think that's what's called, ESPN Bet. So they've integrated different parts. Part of the sports betting industry is consolidating, just like parts of the streaming industry and media industries are consolidating. As a matter of fact, just as I was about to put this video out, there's some talk of Apple and its streaming services potentially merging, combining in some way with Paramount streaming services. And that's got some interesting aspects. So as the industry started to consolidate and people look over what some of their strengths are and their weaknesses with some of their competitors' strengths and weaknesses, and if we can match up and be a bigger, stronger, more profitable, better margin entity, hey, pride can take a back seat. So you got that on the horizon. So if they're going to keep ESPN for now, and ESPN is incorporating a sportsbook app, then, and that has all potentiality, then what they need to do then with that is fully integrate that into the ESPN landscape, but don't do it in a cheesy, drug soliciting, pharmaceutical way that's trying to hook people and addict people to sports betting. Just put it out there like, look, we're top shelf with this, with sports, entertainment, sports programming, and we're top shelf with our ability to connect you to this sports betting market. Here's what we offer. You know, we've got some nice different angles and this and that about it, but don't turn it into a casino. Don't give us all type of flashing lights and all type of false promises to hook people in, get that IV in their vein, and you suck out money from, you know, I don't know, that was a fucked up analogy. The point being is, do it classy. Integrate sports betting into ESPN, and that will open up a whole new possibilities of connectivity with the public and different ways to stream content. Now, here's where you intermingle, and this is the third part. So if ESPN, if you're keeping Hulu, and you're making that the North American competitor to Netflix, you're getting that data, you're tightening things up. Because of your scale, you're going to get good. You should get good advertising rates. You should get good rates and numbers as far as the money you got to pay to get other people's content on the site. Hulu's got great scale. Really, compared to Netflix, Hulu is in a really, really good position. Netflix is in a good position, but I'm saying Hulu is probably right after that in terms of where they stand with their content, their ability to leverage their scale with advertisers and content creators. But tighten up Hulu, integrate in a classy way sports betting into ESPN, hold on to ESPN, and then what you do is you make kind of a backdoor side room. Don't do it cheesy, don't do it sleazy, but kind of a backdoor side room way to connect part of Hulu to ESPN Bet. And so you'll have this huge subscriber base from Hulu that you're not promoting it all to them. But if you took 10-15% of that subscriber base and said, hey, you interested in sports betting? Because if you just go knock on that door, I mean, you're already in here, you got the pass, like you just knock on the door, 2 knocks, and then they let you in, and then, but if not, you can just stay over here and enjoy the content we have here. And so then you will make Hulu exponentially more valuable, especially in comparison to other streaming services, because they won't have that growing sports betting connection. They won't have that angle. They won't have that synergy. Paramount maybe could, but you would have first advantage. You'd already be in the water. You'd already be rowing. You'd already be getting your stroke down. And they'd just be thinking about getting in the water. So tighten up Hulu. Make it the North American competitor to Netflix. Use that huge subscriber base to get good advantages on advertising, to get good at numbers when it comes to content creation. Maybe even ramp up some of the IP, some of the merch. And then as far as ESPN, integrate ESPN Bet, do it in a classy way, and then find some way to, like I say, have a little side door for Hulu subscribers to potentially introduce them to ESPN Bet. Not ESPN Bet being flooded on Hulu subscribers, no. Just a little like, hey, here's a little VIP card that gets you into that door. If you so want to use it, behind that door is some nice quality sports betting options, sports betting content. And so it wouldn't have to just be about sports betting. It could be about some of the content that's attached to and comes with sports betting. There are people who watch that. I watch some of them before I make my sports bets. So you would make ESPN and ESPN Bet more valuable by in a classy way connecting it to Hulu, and you make Hulu, in terms of its competition with the other streaming services, you make that more valuable with its classy connection to ESPN Bet. And then as far as Disney's other franchises, you might have to cut one or two. Disney has got the death row level of content, category. Like Hulu, I keep saying Hulu. Disney has got the catalog. They got the catalog. They can hit you with so many different things, but it costs money to get that catalog. It costs money to get Lucas and their properties. It costs money to get Fox and some of their properties. It costs money to get the scale. But no doubt, to me, Disney has the Death Row Records, Death Row rap label records type of quality content. Like, they've got Hall of Fame type content on their platform. But not all of it is Hall of Fame, and not all of it really needs to be held on to. You can spend some of that off, sell some of that, pay down some debt, yada, 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 yada. A couple little bonuses in there for the people that come up with the idea. But the point being is if I were on the board, if I were a consultant, if I were a strategist for the company, if I had somebody's ear I could kind of whisper into, tighten up Hulu, make it the North American competitor to Netflix. Get that data, Amazon it, and create some good content. And ESPN, integrated with ESPN Bet in a classy way. Do not try to addict your viewers to sports betting. Just provide it as a nice option. And you also got content that you can plug in there as well. And then provide a little classy connection, a little sly, stealth, classy connection between Hulu and ESPN Bet. And I think, you do that for, say, 2 or 3 years. We come back and revisit this in 2027. And if you want to divest in, you got some things you want to sell, a more urgent need to pay down debt. Maybe one of the properties is at an inflated level at that point. You want to buy low and sell high. So maybe that's what happens, but just my little thought.